All right, this is it. This is the final mock draft of our $100 giveaway. Make sure you once again jump into the NFL Mock Draft, NFL Draft Fanatics Facebook group so you can get an opportunity to win some money yourself. This Chiefs mock draft was done by David Steckelberg. So if you like the video, make sure you do him a solid and, like and subscribe to the channel and do all that good stuff. I can see all that, by the way, when I look at the video, if you subscribed and everything else. I'll add that to the tally. So like, subscribe, comment, etc., and he will get himself a nice, cool $100 bill. Well, I won't deliver him a bill. I'll just pay him on Venmo or something. But anyways, why don't we do a quick recap for the Kansas City Chiefs? Obviously, Pat Mahomes is our quarterback. That's not going anywhere. Isaiah Pacheco seems to be a pretty solid option for us. But a little bit of depth wouldn't kill us with Jerick McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire out the door. Michael Piran's in his final year of his deal. Wide receiver Rashee Rice is a real solid wide receiver. Outside of that, lots of question marks. Not sure what we're getting from Sky Moore. We'll see if he can kind of take a step here or not. He kind of took a big step backwards, and it sounds like Chiefs fans are more or less done with this guy. Travis Kelce's, top of his game, but, unfortunately for him, he's, 33 years old? So I don't know how much time we got left in the old tank there. With offensive line is probably going to be our biggest issue. We got Donovan Smith is no longer with the team. Joe Thuney is, this thing isn't working here. Let me get rid of this real quick. Joe Thuney's 32 years old. Creed Humphrey is in the final year of his deal. Again, I know he's sticking around, but still, these are all considerations. Trey Smith also in the final year of his deal. So those two guys about to get some money. And then Jawan Taylor, as you can see, it's really just not panning out. So we need some tackles and potentially some interior help. Mostly tackles, though. On the defensive side is where we're going to need most of our help. Mike Dana, Derek Nottie, Tershawn Wharton, all gone. Those are edge and two interior guys. We don't really have a lot of talent off the edge to begin with. Charles Omenihu is in the final year of his deal. George Karlaftis has not given us what we want. And then the interior is the worst. With the two top guys gone, Neil Farrell Jr. is basically all we've got. We picked up Isaiah Buggs and Matt Dickerson. Those are just some patchwork options in the meantime, just to pay them for, a year or so, I'm guessing. I don't know. Corner is probably where we're the best. We got Snead, we got McDuffie, we got a bunch of other bodies behind him. We also have Jalen Watson there in the slot. So, maybe if we want to add some depth, maybe get some better slot options or something, that's fine. But we don't have a whole lot to worry about there. At linebacker, we've got Drew Tranquil. We have Leo Chenal, who's a really solid player. Bolton is the one, I guess, kind of question mark here. I don't know how we're feeling about his production, and he's in his final year. But we got the bodies. Willie Gay is gone. Darius Harris is gone, assuming they don't get signed back, that is. And we got two other guys behind him. So we could possibly do linebacker, but for the time being, we're going to be okay. And then safety, Justin Reed's in his final year, and as you can see, it's been very inconsistent with him. Brian Cook is currently starting over here with Mike Edwards gone. Deion Bush is also a free agent, so I think we need some safety help for sure. Also, potential considerations, Harrison Butker's in his final year. I'm assuming they're going to re-sign him. He's only 29, which is young for a kicker. However, Tommy Townsend, the punter, is a free agent, as is long snapper, 35-year-old long snapper at that, James Winchester. So if they're not coming back, I'm just saying, you don't have to use a draft pick, but it is what it is. All right, with that said, why don't we go ahead and get into our mock draft. With the 32nd pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle out of Arizona. Real balanced guy, primarily a pass blocker, but the run blocking, as you can see, has also been there. Last 2 years, especially at Arizona, he's just exploded. He is exclusively a left tackle, but that, of course, is not going to be an issue. We've got a Donovan Smith replacement, hopefully at least on day one. At pick 64, one of the lesser targeted wide receivers in our mock draft, this might even be our first one, Xavier Legette, South Carolina wide receiver. Considering his size and speed and all that. 6'3", 227. I mean, this is one of those guys that everybody overlooks, and as soon as the Chiefs draft him, it's going to be like, of course, the frickin' Chiefs end up with him. But, you know, I mean, there's obviously some concerns. He had his big breakout game here. If you don't really trust it, then that's what it is. But 1,200 yards, 17.7 yards per reception, 7 touchdowns, and again, 6'3", 227, moving the way he does. Dude's going to garner some interest. At pick 95, we got cornerback Cam Hart out of Notre Dame. 6'2", 207. Pretty inconsistent. He started the last 3 years, but this last year, similarly, was a breakout year. Again, I don't know how big of a need corner is at the time, but we've got some more talented bodies and depth to come in and help out behind Snead and McDuffie. L'Jarius Snead got re-signed. I'm almost positive. And then next up, 132, Roger Rosengarten is a offensive lineman tackle out of Washington, 6'6", 300 pounds, real solid pass blocker. Run blocking is up and down, but as I said, we need somebody on the other side, so we go ahead and get a right tackle this time around. So obviously you never know how these guys are going to pan out, but we did, I'm not going to say solve, but address the left and right tackle position. If these guys are hits, our offensive line's looking good, at least for the time being. Pick 157, Zion Tupuola-Fetui, edge rusher out of Washington. Been there 6 years. The grades aren't the greatest, but we definitely need some edge rush help. So he's going to come in and hopefully help us with that. You can see 27 pressures, 4 sacks, and 346 attempts. The stats are not super fantastic. They were better last year, though. 32 pressures, 5 sacks on 201 attempts. Nothing wrong with those numbers whatsoever. So we'll see how that pans out. We're getting a little bit later into the draft, so you can't necessarily expect premium. But we'll see what we can do. Pick 171, we got McAllen Castles, tight end, 6'5", 252 out of Tennessee. As I mentioned before, we've got Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce is, 35 years old, something to that effect. I know he wants to keep coming back and winning titles and all that, and I respect that. But at some point, if he doesn't leave, his body's going to start giving out because dude's getting up in age. So we're going to add a little bit of depth for now, and we'll see if we can turn this guy into a starter at some point. And then finally, pick 249, Jamri Chroma, edge rusher out of James Madison, 6'4", 275. As I said, we definitely need some help. Defensive line entirely, but also off the edge for sure. He's really only started this past year at James Madison, 3 years at Rutgers also, but 80.6 run defense grade, 64.2 pass rush, 42 pressures, 9 sacks is so-so out of 497 attempts. It's sub 10%. The sacks are nice. The sub 10% pressure rate is not super great. But, again, doubling up on the edge rush group is hopefully going to provide something there. I mean, you only get so many picks. There's only so much that you can do. But it would have been nice to maybe get some defensive line help. It says on his mock draft that Jamri Chroma is a defensive tackle. I don't think so. I think he's an edge rusher. He's built like an edge rusher, but whatever. It doesn't matter. We got some defensive line help. So anyways, that is it. Once again, if you like the video, help David Steckelberg out and make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. And I think I'm going to give it about a week to kind of settle in. A lot of these videos have been done for a while, so they've been accumulating a few views. So I want to give it some time and allow these guys the opportunity to kind of see if they can't share their own videos around, try to win themselves some money. But if you like it, make sure you show some love. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day,